again, Nigerians and their funny quotes. So apparently we have this. I saw this tweet and it just prompted this conversation I'm about to have now. Someone said, "Of course, they have produced very dark woman," and he said this because of this video where this young lady, Raye or Ray, oh God, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Beg her pardon. So she talked about she was the one that a couple of weeks ago or like a week ago, she talked about the situation of things as a National Youth Service Corps member. And apparently that at that time they were still receiving their 33,000. So now I think the latest batch of credit alerts have come in and it's now 77,000. So I guess what she did was very effective. So for those who don't know, let me just give a quick backstory. She put up a video on social media a while back talking about the condition of living, how things are bad, and she's also serving as a youth corps member. So when you are doing your NYSC, NYSC is a mandatory national youth service in Nigeria for those who are not aware. So she was doing this program and she complained about the situation of things and the money being paid to her and other corps members was just little. And considering that currently we are undergoing a global inflation, not just in Nigeria, there is no way there should be an increase in this money because many of these students leave their family, leave their home, travel thousands of miles. They have to get an accommodation. They have to feed themselves. It's a lot. I was fortunate to serve about 10 years ago when things were a bit better. It wasn't so easy, but I remember back then I was still collecting 19A. When the money comes, I go and take pepper soup first to calm my nerves. So she complained about this incident, and fortunately, the government listened, and the money has been increased to, I think, 70 something thousand, 77,000 or so. So, like they say, when something is done, is not money is not broke, don't fix it. So if you know you have a platform that works and people listen, and at least the people in power are listening, you can take it for granted. You can say, "Oh, who cares about the opinion of a little girl or a young child or whatever?" But someone listened somewhere, and the money has been increased to the benefit of Nigerians at large. Thousands and millions of Nigerians down the line will benefit from this. Now, there's currently this issue with this MTN hike, and the lady spoke up about it, talking about the fact that the hike, especially with MTN, is ridiculous. MTN increased their price recently. They have now increased it again. I don't even talk too much. I've left them. I don't even have time for rubbish. Others are not even much better, but they are still better. But when you you hike your price, and you still hike it again, the problem is not just only hiking. Another problem is the consumption. The consumption is ridiculous. I don't know if they increase the tariff. Even calls don't even you buy airtime and it's gone. So one of the things I wanted to highlight here is the statement this young man made. Of course, they produce very dark woman, and he's being satirical with it, trying to be funny. But I don't think it's really funny. If this lady has a platform where she can talk about issues and in her own little way feels like she's contributing, kudos to her. More grease to her elbows. Let her continue. Let her ride on. Why should she keep quiet? And why should your cowardice be her problem? Why should your inability to speak be conflated with her inability and with her ability to speak for herself? Those are two different things. You are scared to talk. She's willing to talk. Don't conflate the two. You're a coward. If she wants to talk, let her talk. Things are pinching everybody. Things are hard. Nigerians are struggling to feed, and you are increasing data consumption, data price, and you want everyone to keep quiet like you, talking about she's very dark woman. Well, you can say whatever you want about very dark man. He has his positives, and which is highlighting issues that obviously some people who are too afraid to talk about. I can highlight some of the things I have disagreement with him on. Well, that is a different conversation. But I'm not someone who throws the bat and the bat water. I know how to say, I know how to compartmentalize everything I do. Everyone is not my enemy. Everyone is also not my friend. So I have no problem with her. And I don't think any sane person should have a problem with her lending her voice to things like this. This is a big issue. It might seem irrelevant to you. Let me give you an example. Nigerians currently, there's an explosion of remote workers. We have these virtual assistants and whatnot who work remotely. And these are young people who created these opportunities for themselves by creating this out. What I mean is, it's not the government that created virtual work, remote work. It is Nigerians who found an opportunity and said, "Oh, how can I work remotely? How can I earn money in dollars? How can I do something for myself to better my life?" These are solutions that we find because there's a problem. People don't go about looking for solutions when there's no problem. Then we found this thing and people are using it to earn a living. And what do they do mostly with it? Data. They are always online. They are always online. So that alone is a big will affect that side of things. I'm just giving one example. It is even a multitude of things. We have students in school currently studying. I like to focus on young people because they are the future. I'm also a young man. I like to focus on the young people because if you don't give people who are coming up a good opportunity to a competitive environment to foster themselves to grow, you are creating people who cannot be competitive globally. We have a problem where our graduates are not even competitive. They're not competent. You bring a graduate, he can't even. It's not. It doesn't feel lucid. Just feels just weird. And we know some of the reasons why. And you are increasing data. You are hiking the data when people can't even afford to eat. And we need to be connected to the internet. Then how do you connect yourself to the internet when the price of admission is so high? What I mean price of admission, for those who are not clear, price of getting data to connect to the internet is so high. And you say people should keep quiet. No, don't. If you want to keep quiet for yourself. Don't impose your reluctance to speak to truth to power on others. And everything is not a joke. We are very comical. We Nigerians are very comical, but honestly, everything is not a joke. You can't be talking, making light of everything. You understand? Let's stick to the let's stick to the facts. We can't be joking about everything. Is not a joke. And I don't see any reason why the lady should be shamed or should be made fun of. I don't know. She has done well for herself. She has done well for herself. I'm happy. I'm happy with her. Well, even though my happiness with her doesn't count for anything, but still, I am happy for her, and I'm happy that she has found a purpose. I'm not saying this is her purpose, but a purpose can be a multitude of purposes, basically, where she can also speak truth to power and say, "Hey, come on, let me use my platform to advocate for a better condition for our people and whatnot." And speaking of the data consumption, the data hike, the relative silence of Nigerians on this issue has it's quite bothersome. Man. It's a problem. And again, our political leaders, hi, hi, hi. I have a theory. I have a theory on why this data hike happened. And it has to do with that whole time when the internet was cut off during that event that was supposed to happen. Because how did it suddenly happen that our data is now cut off completely? Not cut off completely, but we can't even access the internet comfortably anymore. God help us.